I interviewed 20 participants for this experiment. Out of the 20 people, 7 people said that they thought it was going to be warm. For this experiment, I'm going to be focusing on the people who said it was going to be warm. Interview number 1 takes place about a month before their actual spring break. Hey Eric, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
So what do you think the weather is going to be like for your spring break?
I think it's going to be pretty warm.
Pretty warm?
Yeah.
So temperature-wise, what do you think you're looking at?
Probably like 85, 90.
85, 90 degrees?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
No problem.
So how are you today, Kui?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good. So what do you think the weather is going to be like for your spring break?
I'm thinking it's going to be warm.
Warm? What do you think it'll be temperature-wise?
Thinking like 70 to 80 degrees.
Alright, thank you for coming in today.
No problem.
So how are you today?
Wonderful, thank you.
So what do you think the weather will be like for your spring break?
It's going to be nice and warm.
Nice and warm? What do you think that is temperature-wise?
I'd have to say around 80 and above.
80 and above.
Correct, yes.
Thank you for coming in today.
Welcome.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
What do you think the weather will be like for your spring break?
Hopefully spring-like warm.
Alright, what do you think it'll be temperature-wise?
Not as warm as last year, but hoping mid-60s.
Alright, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Hey, Mackenzie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm good. So, I wanted to bring you here to see your thoughts on spring break. What do you think the weather is going to be like?
Warm, sunny, enjoyable.
So, temperature-wise, what do you think it'd be at?
Mid-70s, maybe 80s. I'm not so sure.
Oh, alright, thank you. So, how are you doing today?
Miserable.
Okay, you should probably get that checked out. So, what do you think the weather is going to be like for your spring break that's coming up?
Hot, like me.
Okay then. What do you think it'd be temperature-wise? Ma'am? Ma'am, can we finish this interview? Ma'am. 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 Okay, you can answer from down there. So, let me re-ask that question. What do you think the temperature will be like?
85, maybe 90, because that's what it was when I was in Texas a week ago.
Okay. Thank you for coming in today.
You're welcome.
So, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
So, what do you think the weather will be like for your spring break?
I think it's gonna be pretty humid, maybe a little rainy, since it's spring.
Okay. What do you think the temperature will be like?
I think it's gonna be like 70, maybe 80, because the air is gonna be humid.
Alright, thank you for coming in. Have a good day. The second interview allows you to see hindsight bias take place. Out of the 7 people, you'll notice 3 of them actually become biased. So, how are you today, Eric?
I'm alright.
What was the weather like for your spring break this year?
It was pretty cold. We had some flurries. Snowing.
What did you think it was temperature-wise?
Probably about like 20, 30.
So pretty cold?
Yep.
Did you know all along that it was going to be cold for this break?
Yeah, it was pretty cold throughout the whole break. I knew it wasn't going to get that warm.
Alright, thank you for coming in today. So how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you? It
I'm doing good. What was the weather like for your spring break?
was really crummy and cold. It was snowy.
What do you think it was temperature-wise?
I'd probably say like 20 to 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Did you know it was going to be this cold for your spring break?
I had no clue. It was a real bummer knowing that my spring break was this cold.
Alright, thank you for coming in today.
No problem.
So how are you today?
Good.
Good. What was the weather like for your spring break?
Cold.
It was cold. What do you think it was temperature-wise?
Probably like 35.
35 degrees?
Snow.
Snowing. Alright, did you know it was going to be cold for your spring break?
Nope. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
So you're disappointed?
Yup.
Alright.
Very disappointed.
Alright, thank you for coming in today. So how are you today?
I am good.
What was the weather like for your spring break?
Cold. It was like very cold.
Okay. Did you know it was going to be this cold for your spring break?
No, one would think that it wouldn't snow while you're on spring break, but I didn't think it'd be this cold.
Alright, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Bye.
So how are you today, Mackenzie?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So what's the weather been like for your spring break?
Cold, snowy. Then at the end it warmed up a little.
What do you think it warmed up to temperature-wise?
Maybe 50.
Alright. Did you know it was going to be this cold for your break?
I kind of figured since it was just not warming up at all.
Oh, alright, thank you. So how are you today?
I'm great.
A little better than last time?
Yeah.
That's good. So, what was the weather like for your spring break?
It was cold and snowy, and I'm pretty sure that we had a snowstorm.
Yeah, what would you say temperature-wise? What was it?
Like 20.
20? Did you know all along it was going to be this cold for your spring break?
No, I had no idea. I thought it was going to be warm.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
So how are you today, Emily?
Doing pretty good, Jack.
What was the weather like for your spring break?
The weather was pretty chilly. We got a couple snow flurries. It wasn't very pretty out. It was pretty cold.
What would you say it was temperature-wise?
Temperature-wise, I think it was about 25 to 30 degrees the whole time, and then towards the end, I think it got up to maybe 40.
Alright, did you know it was going to be cold for your break?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be cold.
Alright, thank you.